Hello everybody and welcome back to Monster Hunter. So, as you may notice, this intro is a little bit different than normal. That's because after recording all this footage and going in to edit the video, I had zero camera audio. I have everything pulled up now. It looks like everything is working good, hopefully. Okay, everything should be working good. So I recorded the video, I went to go edit it, had zero camera audio, so it's literally just me talking, but no sound. So I'm recording this intro now, after editing the video, and I'm going to do just kind of like a little voiceover on it. So it'll be a whole new take on what the channel's been doing. Let me know how you like it. And with that being said, let's get cranking. All right, so as you can see, we are starting out the game. Our character looks a little bit different. I was doing some pre-gaming before off camera. We are switching over to the bow because during my pre-gaming, I realized that it was really fun to use the bow, and I taught myself how to reuse it after so long. But that is what we're going to be using today. We have the Kulaku bow. We are getting ready to start this mission where the monsters become, or we become monsters hunting monsters. Because this one's just sad. Because this monster is very friendly. If you see it out in the wild, it's not going to attack you. And we just go ahead and attack it so that we can make balloons out of it.
All right.
We're going to go ahead and eat, because as we know, eating is the most important thing.
Oh, yeah.
All right, and we are getting ready to start in 3, 2, 1, jump! That would have been cool if I could, like, add a effect to that. That'd be really cool. I can when I actually buy my editing software, but for right now, I'm just running off of the free version. So that'll be nice once I actually get that. Make these videos a little bit more entertaining for you guys. Alright, so as you see, we have the mighty hunter tracking its prey. Oh, he found a footprint. Oh, he found another footprint. Oh, he found another footprint. I wonder what kind of prey he's hunting. That's a lot of footprint. I didn't realize that. Oh, we learned it's a palamu. The white fuzzy little creatures. Yeah. I love being able to know this game well enough to just be able to go where I know the monster is going to be. And yeah, for the game purpose, I have to collect all this evidence and all these footprints. But really, like, I could have just walked straight to him if I wanted to. But we got a lovely cutscene. There he is. This cutscene makes him out to be so evil, too. He's just floating, just sleeping. It's so cute. And then he gets all mad. He never does that. He never just attacks out of nowhere. You saw in the last video, we walked right by him. He didn't do nothing. Alright, so as you see with the bow, as I'm holding the bow, watch the stamina bar is gonna go down immensely, and it won't start going back up unless you release the trigger or you release the bow itself. It's gonna continuously just drain your stamina bar. That's gonna be something that you gotta look out for when you're using the bow. If you look over to the right, you'll see that there's different vials. So the different vials give different coatings. They apply different status effects to it. So even if you don't have an elemental blow, you can still do stun, sleep, explosion damage. You can still do all that stuff with a bow. So as you see right now, I'm on close range coatings. Close range coatings, as they imply, it's kind of like going up close with any kind of close range weapon. What I'm doing right now is when I shoot up those rocks, those little bits of little ticks of damage that it's doing is actually working on like stunning and stamina. And as you see, he just sat on us. So first cart of the hunt, wasn't too excited about that. But it happens. Like I said before, it doesn't matter. You can be playing this game 3 years, 4 years, 30 days, 30 minutes, and the same thing can happen to you. That's one thing that I feel like a lot of monster hunters understand, is that you could be hunting in a group, somebody's gonna cart. If nobody carts, cool. If they do, oh well, just don't cart. Just don't be the last person to cart on the last life. That's when people start getting upset. Unless you're trying to find a rare piece, then don't cart at all. But just because it lowers your rewards at the end of the hunt. I'm trying to get to a good... I'm trying to remember a good time that I switch files. Should be here soon. So what that big attack is called is the Dragon Piercer, if I remember. So it shoots completely through the monster. So it goes from one end to the other. So you always want to be either at the front of the monster when doing it or directly behind the monster when doing it. So it goes up the entire body. Okay, so there we go. Now we're using blast coating. So now you'll see that it will start doing blast application, like right there. We're shooting up some rocks. I just changed the paralyzing coatings. Let's see if we can get a stun. So the rocks, if I'm not mistaken, they don't actually carry the vial type that you're using. It's just for like knocking out the monster or depleting that monster's energy. I go in a couple times trying to get the mount. I'm pretty sure you can mount with a bow, but I'm not 100%. I tried it a couple times, and typically, I should have been able to at least mount one time off of that. But it could also just be depending on the amount of damage that you're doing too. Alright, so now we see that we stunned him, thanks to that paralyzing coating. Now, if I was better at bow, I would have swapped out of my paralyzing coatings once I saw that he was paralyzed, but I probably wasn't noticing or paying attention to realize that, because you only get a limited number of coatings before you have to go back and get more coatings, and that could have saved me some coatings. You can see the number of coatings going down every time I fire my bow. 4, 3. So those, every time you shoot, you're going to be, whether you shoot one arrow or multiple arrows, it's going to take one of your coatings per shot. Get some more health. He's getting very tired already. I'm a firm believer in the rock method because it can really come in handy when you're trying to knock over the monster or when you're trying to get them down for that Dragon Piercer attack. All right, we switched over to our sleep coating and try and put this creature to sleep. First, we gotta collect this carcass. Now, even though I have an hour time limit on this hunt, I could have been using my time to like gather more research points or gather more materials, which would be very good to do in the very, very beginning. Especially if you're just learning the game and you're not sure on how to stockpile. That really comes in handy. And I believe he goes to sleep. Yep, going to sleep. So now I'm going to try and get in front of the monster, charge up. So the bow has a charging feature as well. I want to say that there's an ability to give you an extra charge, but for right now we just have the 2 charges. And if you fire anything in the second charge, it's going to do more damage than the first, and so on and so forth. It's kind of cool though, doing some commentating on my own gameplay. I can take a step back and look at myself and be like, I could have done better there. I could have dodged out of that. That would have been nice. One thing about the Dragon Piercer though, even though it can do a lot of damage, you are stuck in that animation. If you start it, you need to make sure that you can finish it, or that it's going to put you in a position, because it will shoot your character back, as you saw earlier. I was able to scoop my way out of his path when he was making a dive. I do feel like that's one thing I need to work on too, is dodging more. When you dodge with the bow, it will automatically put you in the next stage of charge. So some people, you'll see them just dodging around with the bow, getting that charge up, and then starting to fire. All right, we are moving on to the next area. I think, yeah. All right, so I go over here because in the, I think it's the DLC, they add a zip line from this point to the other side of the map. Comes in very handy. Or maybe you gotta learn it on Expedition. I would have to remember. Maybe we'll go out on Expedition, or I'll do that off camera when I'm prepping for the next video. Our flash bugs. So we get a prime example of before, when I mentioned, I think it was in like the second video, that when a monster is flying and they're up in the air, you can use a flash pod to crash them back to the ground. Yeah, okay, he goes back to his home. So this is where the monster's nest is on this map for Palomue. It's just like a little coral, like, shell type area. It's pretty cool. I like the design of it, and the monster actually uses it to its benefit. Like, he has home field advantage. There is a point where we'll be able to see that. I think it's like right after this when he takes off. Just kidding. And that treble bow, making sure those rocks are going. When I first started the game, I was a hammer main, so I'm all about knocking that monster out, which is another reason I like the bow. It's so versatile because you can apply the different statuses, you can cut off tails with it, and oh, this is where he starts using his home field advantage. See, he flies out of it. You can't get to that point. I think this is the only area off map that the creature will go that you can't go. So he's gonna come in and he's gonna use it to kind of like boom right there. He tries to do like a spin smash, but I think this is the only area in the game where the monster will go outside of the map to use it to their advantage, which is a pretty cool thing about this monster. But like I was saying, you can cut off tails with the bow, you can stun the animal with the bow, you can knock it over with the bow, and you can also do a huge amount of damage with the bow. It is supposed to be like more of a... I think when it first came out, Monster Hunter first came out, it was more of like a, hey, you'll have somebody up in the front pulling aggro and you'll be firing from the sides. But now, as you see, you can do every part, every monster like weapon job, you can do that with the bow. Now before, when I was talking about the vials that the bow can have, it is limited on what your bow will allow you to carry. I don't know if there is a bow that has all of them. It's just because I haven't played it in so long. I'd have to go back on like my Xbox that's the game's completed on it and just take a look. But typically, the more vials your bow can do is good. But then you also have bows that have elemental like damage to them, like dragon damage, or a bow that paralyzes on its own, maybe. Again, don't quote me on that. I'd have to go back and look. But you can use that. You're just not going to get as many options as far as vials. As you can see, back a couple seconds ago, my game was freezing on me. I was so worried that my game was going to crash, because when it's crashed in the past, see, there it goes again. When it's crashed in the past, it's messed up my whole recording. And with these hunts taking so much time, I really don't want to be in a situation where I have to restart the hunt or quit the hunt. Because as you see, it's almost been 15 minutes now on this single hunt. Oh, there we go. There's the flash pod being used. We brought the monster back down. Am I going to have enough time to do it? Yes, I will. So every part of this game, which is another reason why I like the detail of this game so much, is that when you become really efficient with a weapon, like somebody who's better at the bow than me would know exactly how far that dragon cursor is going to push them to allow them for maximum time to use that for the maximum damage and the most benefit to your character. Oh, I love this game. Making sure to carve, carving, always carve. If you ever forget to carve, it's fine, you can just go back and farm the creature. But again, it goes back to that, if you're hunting something rare, like a rare item, and you forget to carve, like that's a whole hunt you gotta go for something that you could have had already having low chances of finding. So just always ingrain, always eat. Oop, didn't mean to hit the mic there. Always eat, always carve. Those are the two main importance. Oh, and always watch your HP. That's a good one. Yeah, we're gonna add that to the list. Always eat, always carve, always watch your health and stamina. Those can go on the same one. All right, we're back at the Third Fleet Master. I love this music. Just say the word and we'll make the descent.
Shouldn't you prepare before you head down to the rotten bin?
We're not gonna prepare. Get out of here. I already did the prepared. Off camera, but never mind that. Also, if you guys want to see me do farming, let me know down there in the comment section. I will consider doing live streams or going live if I am doing farming, and then that way it would be more personal, like one-on-one. You can ask me questions while I'm playing, and then we can kind of either I can show you or I'll just tell you guys. That would be something that would be pretty interesting to get into. I feel like I would just do YouTube live. I probably wouldn't do Twitch at all. Not that it's not a good platform, because it is. But if I'm on YouTube and you guys are on YouTube and you're already following my channel, to be like, hey, and if you want to see this part of my content, go to this other website. So I'd probably just do a YouTube live, which wouldn't be bad. I don't think I would. I'm not sure how the YouTube live works, so I'm not sure if it automatically posts or not. But I probably wouldn't end up posting the lives, just to kind of keep them their own separate thing. All right, and I did edit this video a little bit less, or a little bit more than I normally would, since I knew I was going to have to do the commentating over it. I took out a lot of the stuff where I'm like doing a little bit more prep work. That way we can get to the main points of the game, so we can still recover financially from this. That doesn't financially bother me at all. Not to say that I got money like that, but I am doing YouTube the cheapest possible way I can for the moment. So if you like and subscribe, that really helps me out on that aspect as well.
Over there. What do you think?
Better equipment means better videos for you guys. Let me put on my glasses.
Very well.
I don't know why, but that sound with that, like, it seems so out of place, yet it's so calming at the same time. We are making the descent. Come in, Red October. Goodness, that's an old movie.
Heads up.
Oh yeah, my boy. Great Gyros. Now you may be wondering, he looks really familiar. And it's probably because... Damn, this is gonna be loud.
I know.
Okay. And it's probably because he is very familiar. He is a... I don't want to say he's a reskinned monster, but any of these smaller like monsters when you first get into an area are going to be very, very similar to each other.
Phew. When in doubt.
I guess except for the
Burn 'em
Coral
out.
Highlands, because that would be Tiziaku. So, yeah, no, I mean,
Hey, partner.
this one though for sure. You got the Great Gyros and Great Jagras. Alright, again, always making sure we eat. This is almost easier commentating over the videos. Rotten Vale. So, if I'm completely honest, this is my favorite map out of the whole Monster World. The whole Monster World game at all. I'm not including... Oh, what is it? There's... Oh, the Guiding Lands. I'm not including that because the Guiding Lands, it is an awesome one-stop. Like, if you just want to jump in, hunt monsters, and just have fun with it, the Guiding Lands at the very end of the game is that area. I might try and cut out all these ums too. I've been saying a lot of them. You guys might not hear them, depending on how I edit this audio, but it has been a lot, and I've caught myself every single time. Like I was saying though, there it goes again. I'm enjoying this commentating over the gameplay aspect. I don't know if I'll make this a full thing. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Shout out to the people who have subscribed already. Thank you guys. Hope these videos are entertaining for you. And shout out to all the people that have commented on previous videos. They make it very enjoyable to know that my content is either entertaining to them or informative to them. So shout out to you guys. You guys are keeping me going.
Ugh, this place is filled with that vapor stuff. Don't breathe it in or your health will drop.
Yeah.
Is this
So
the
that
effluvium?
vapor stuff.
Be careful not to touch it.
Effluvium. I don't know why they couldn't have given it a simpler name. But it really is a pain in the butt. I would say that's the only downside to this map, is that dust, because it will start dropping your health. Later on in the game, there's an elder dragon that dispersed or like has it surrounding it. So if you go in too much with a close range weapon, it will literally knock your health down to like a quarter. And that is not fun. You can negate it with a null berry in the game. And they have quite a bit of areas you can pick up null berries in this map because they know that it is a little bit of a hassle. Oh yeah.
Nothing can stop us.
Yeah. I have not been posting a lot either. I'm still trying to find a good time to post, working full time and trying to do YouTube on the side. It is a struggle while also maintaining family life. So to everyone who's out there that's doing YouTube that has a full-time job, family, I understand your struggle, and it is a struggle for sure. Love those rocks. And there's so much more too that the bow can offer. I would have to go and do like an actual training session with the bow to remember exactly what those are. But one thing that I've noticed in my gameplays is that I haven't been using my clutch claw like I should. So with your clutch claw, and that's kind of because it's not really viable in the lower levels. I know the monsters, I know how they attack. I can just go attacking constantly. I don't have to worry about weakening stuff to do most damage. But that will come in the later games. That will come with the... Ooh, that was a weird pause for it. But that will come with the Elder Dragons mostly. Any monster that I have a difficult time with, I'll just have to remember. But it does help quite a bit because you can weaken surfaces of a monster to get more damage in that area. Just taking time on this monster hunt while enjoying while he was knocked over, getting some carbon for some other armor. So he can paralyze you if you notice when he attacks and when he charges. His fangs will start like just like that dripping venom or have like little lightning around them. Position myself in front of the monster, get the most shots possible. This, not my best position, but like I said, you'll get locked into that animation. So if you're too eager to use it, then you'll get caught on the side of the monster. It's still going to do decent damage. With one of the armor pieces that we have, it's just one level of the skill, but it is boosting that dragon piercer just a little bit for us. So we're doing just a little bit more damage than we would without that piece of armor. In doing my pre-game prepping for this video, I ran into Diablos, so that's his helmet that I'm wearing. I'm pretty sure his helmet is the skill that I was looking at for the Dragon Piercer. As you noticed when I did that dodge just then, it not only put me into a good combination, but it also went up a target. Gonna take advantage of the stun, this trap. My Palico gear is now leveled up to where it will lay traps down. I hate this area just because, like, just a specific little teeny tiny area, because it's enclosed, but you have all the Gyroses, you have all the little flying wyverns, and they will all attack you. And you're trying to just beat a monster. You're trying to hunt one single dude. You're not even bothering with them, but they don't care. Look at this. Look at this. They stun me, and they're just going to keep attacking me. They're going to keep stunning me. I can't even fight the actual monster. Clear them out just a little bit. Speaking of cutting off tails, I think it's one of these next hits. I end up cutting off his tail. I don't even realize I cut it off either. It just kind of flops down. And when I was talking about it while I was playing, after he does it, you see me kind of quickly turn to go carve the tail because I didn't even realize it was off. Trying to spit your poison with me. Don't think so, Jack. And see, what I could have done in that aspect, instead of just walking to him with my bow drawn, I could have dodged up to him to not only close the gap quicker, but it would have also done the next charge level for me as well. I will say the bow, as far as a weapon, is better solo. Because, yes! So there we go. I pushed myself out of the range of the monster using the Dragon Piercer, and see his tail's right there, right next to me. I didn't even see it come off. Trying to use some trank weapons and then ended up slaying him. But so as you saw, I gave myself space with the Dragon Piercer, so that where I was initially when the monster was trying to attack me, he attacked that spot that I was at, but I pushed myself out of that position so he missed me with his attack. See, I'm just la-di-da-di-da, just chilling, trying to get some Gyros parts, you know. And then I think I noticed after I carved this one, that on the left it says Great Gyros tail. I'm like, oh snap, I have his tail. And then I'll go carve his tail. Yep, see there, look, I was looking for it. There it is. Can't believe I almost missed that too. Although that would have been pretty funny. Not funny, haha, but you know, funny as in, oh, I didn't see it until I was editing. And then also after I finished the hunt, I then realized that, yeah, he wasn't the monster I was supposed to be going after. But I mean, it just says investigate the Rotten Vale. So it doesn't really specify that you're supposed to be hunting a specific monster. But you are. So that webbing right there is blocking us off from going to the second half of the map right now. That will be... So this part, I kind of feel like it slows everything down a little bit, because in order to get to that next part, you have to go back to the Coral Highlands. And this is the only part in the game that you actually have to go back to go forward. And I wish they would have just kind of made it to where you didn't have to go backwards. Because the monster that they have you fight to, it's just a little, I don't know, it's not my favorite monster to hunt. It's not a bad monster to hunt either. Gonna go re-up on our items. But especially now that I've had to fight it so much, I'm just like, oh, we gotta go after this one again. And the fact that the story makes you have to go fight it, because this is the... There's 2 times in the story mode where you're made to fight that specific monster. I was like, what makes this monster so special? I don't get it. But it's part of the game. Get used to it. You gotta go hunt them anyways for armor and weapons, so. Here we go. We got some sludge. We got some bones. And here comes my boy. It's Rotovan. So this dude is actually pretty cool. He's covered in bones, obviously, but his body is like tarry, and he very much resembles. I can picture him right now, the orange dude with the rocky head. He very much resembles him, but a very large version of him. And when you get to the high rank hunts, he will start to, like, because he'll have more life, he'll have higher chances of being weakened. But he'll actually disperse sleeping powder. It's very interesting because then your character, if you're up close with a close range weapon, they'll do his little dispersal if you don't recognize that he's doing it, or maybe you're just caught up in an animation or caught up in the hunt and you don't realize he's doing it. But your hunter will start, he'll fall asleep. Any status you can inflict to the monster, they can inflict on you. That's something, being able to look at it now and see, is that his leg bone, like when it's broken on the right side, kind of looks like from Jurassic Park, the little velociraptor, like membrane or skull that they use to do the raptor call. It's kind of cool. Was it done on purpose? I don't know. There's one. I'm trying to remember.
Sling around.
So I know that he's similar to a monster as far as like body style, but there is another monster too that is another like Great Gyara's, Great Jagras situation. It's the same exact body type, just called something different. I really can't remember. Maybe he's the one that doesn't sleep. Maybe? I don't know, we'll have to see when we get there. Dragon Piercer for the win. Let's go. Need to wear out a little bit. We'll take full advantage of this. He's already limping. Putting in that work. I just love how the monsters use the environment to their benefit. Like he turns into a ball, he rolls down this hill. It carries him all the way. Back when you're doing expeditions, you can see him just rolling around the map. I don't know if he I can't remember if he just attacks for no reason or if you have to provoke him for him to attack, but I know that you can definitely just see him rolling around the map. They just roll around to get to the next area. So roly poly boy. Putting that body work. I wanna rock you. Stun. See, now I change over. I learned my lesson from that last hunt. Yes, look at all those hits. Tail cut. The bow is OP. Like I was saying earlier though, with the bow, it's more beneficial to be playing solo with the bow, because when you do send up those rocks, you're trying to stun, but then if you have like a hammer user or somebody else who's up at the head of the monster or just around your rocks period, it will actually stun them. Not like stun to where they can't move, but it will like knock them back a little bit. And it makes it very frustrating in a hard hunting party to just have somebody constantly throwing rocks, because especially if you're a hammer, like you can't get to the head, and as a hammer user, that's your main goal. Head, every single time. Don't be taking that out of context. He wants to do his own little thing over there, so we'll go ahead and we'll just carve a tail real quick. He can't see us because we're hidden. This tail is so freaking massive. Alright, he's going to do some digging around in some sludge. He's going to rebuild his bones. Then come out fully refreshed with bones. Except for that tail that we cut off. I'm going to do a little provoking here because I'm going to try and trap him. So I'm provoking him over the trap right now. Boom. I'm going to use some tranquilizers.
How about we head back to the research base and take a break?
Oh, you don't say? So if you look at that top right too, it just says Sight the Great Gyara's. So I did have to find him, but once I found him, like I could have left him alone. I didn't have to hunt him. But why not? Gives us some more items. Also, if you're ever in the middle of a hunt and you need to like remember what a monster's weak to, what it's strong to, what parts you can get for breaking what, you can always open your hunter notes, which I just did. and then check at that point. It'll show you everything that you can see when you're going and you're updating levels back at your base camp. That will help you learn why you're on the hunt. Who are you? What's your name?
It's you two.
Oh, it's you
Have
two.
we met?
Hi.
Sorry, I forgot. You were out cold when I found you.
If you guys remember, she's the one that saved us. Heck, I can't even remember.
I'm from the First Fleet. You folks are lucky to be alive.
Hang on. She must be the one who saved us. Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you.
Our handler,
Just
so
glad you're still in
excitable.
one piece. Fifth Fleet, am I right? What are
See,
you doing out here?
hunting monsters.
Actually,
I like how it used like a whiteout screen to
This is from
sum
Zora
up that they
Magdaros?
told the entire story
I'll
to.
see what I can find. I've spent years delving into this valley's secrets, and I'm starting to understand a thing or two.
I'm starting to know a thing or two about a thing or
Now
two.
it's your turn. Learn all that you can about this place. Next time we meet, we can compare notes. Sound good?
Sounds like a plan.
yes, we're on the job.
Good. See
Our
ya.
handler's like a fangirl for her. They become besties too towards the end of the game. It's pretty interesting. Oh yeah, all of our rewards. Now what I should be doing too, which I don't actually think I end up doing, is going back to the camp in between these missions and actually updating my hunter's notes. That would have been a really good thing to do, because then if I picked up any other materials for that monster, I could then work towards the next level. But if they're already
You
leveled
should
up
prepare before
and you
going down
haven't
to the bottom of the
updated your
rotten veil.
hunter's
There might not be any
manual or
turning
your
back once
hunter's
we're there.
journal, then you don't make any more progression on that level.
Greetings.
So this is the Trail Rider Safari. It's kind of cool. You can use other people's palecos and their levels to, like, people that you go on hunts with or interact with on a daily basis. You can actually use their palecos to go and hunt and gather materials. So they got 3 different skills at the bottom there: hunting, gathering, and research. Obviously, research is for research points. Gathering is going to be any of these green sections out of these like little banner things, and then the hunting is going to be the red ones. So if I wanted all monster pieces, I would do Route A. If I wanted more gathering, or depending on what monster I wanted to gather from, as you can see, Route C and Route A, they both have Tamagotchi and Kulu-Yaku. So I wanted to hunt those creatures, but it also gave me more hunting opportunities for other things as well. And that's kind of what I was looking for when I sent them out. Just dropping cats out of planes, you know, it's cool. Alright, getting ready to head out. So we are going to go back to the shop for this bit. I think I updated everything, but I really want to show off all the armors here. We got leather, chainmail, hunter, bone. We've already seen all these ones. But while I was doing the pre-gaming and prepping, I got a couple other ones like this Vespoid armor. Cast it on, we just get the arms. The Gaiju, it has little fins on the legs down there. It's hard to see with that waist because it just covers up everything. But we've seen Jagras. A lot of these we have still seen, but I'll try and just point out the new ones. Still digging the Pookie Pookie. I love that hood. Aeroth. That's the orange monster I was thinking of earlier. Jiren. There it is. Tamagotchi. The reason I'm stuck on some of these armors for so long is because I was explaining like how I enjoyed the armor sets. The King Beetle, that's a new one that I found as well. That one's pretty cool. I like the gauntlets on that one the best. The Shamos, that one's not new. Yeah, it's not. It has the goggles and the collar. Angela. Rathian. So I fought a bunch of Rathian. I ended up getting the Guardian weapons and armor just to do the prep work for this, because it really speeds up the process of the farming, which right now I'm not trying to do a whole lot of, but it's still necessary. Like, even if there's our Lumu armor, nice little captain outfit, but even if you're playing the game now, if I just was using the Guardian weapons, that's fine. It would be what it is. I wouldn't have to really do any kind of farming because I would have all that. We got our Gyros armor set. Yeah, this is probably the coolest complete armor set that I like. It looks like an old witch doctor. But going back to that, since I'm trying to do this, oh, Rotobound. Yeah, he kind of looks like the Juggernaut. So since I am kind of trying to... Oh, this is that Diablos armor I was telling you about. I keep cutting myself off. Thanks for great content. Alright. So. No, I forgot where I was at. Oh yeah, so the farming. So since I am doing farming because I'm trying to play this game the most purest way, then I do need to do farming. I need to make sure I have enough equipment, enough armor, different skills. So I'm going to do all that off camera, but like I was saying earlier, if you guys want to see that, I will do live stream of that. And that would be also a good time to see the Defender set in action. But I wear the Defender armor, use the Defender weapons. They do such a crazy amount of damage.
It's breathtaking.
That Rathian that I tried to fight a couple videos ago, able to... Haven't leveled up anymore. Haven't gotten huge amount armor difference or weapons difference. But going from just a regular set to Defender set, as you saw, I did get KO'd twice in regular armor. And in the Defender set, I had enough Rathian parts to actually make the armor. So it is a huge night and day difference. That's why I fully recommend you guys to play the game without the Defender armor, so you can learn everything there is about the Defender, or about the actual game itself.
And delicious mysteries to consume.
It is a struggle. You are going to want to get to end game. That's the main goal of Monster Hunter, to get to end game so that you can farm, so you can be the strongest possible. But if you want to enjoy the game and actually get into it,
I found something.
You want to do
Let's set it down.
You know, in a good order. You don't want to just rush through it. Fly, my puppets.
As I thought.
Oh, I know that scream all too well. Legion. Believe it or not, in the DLC, there's a stronger one of those.
Its hunting grounds.
I would say this is probably the most annoying monster I fought when first playing through the game. Now, especially with the bow, it's super easy to fight flying monsters. So now that I know how to use it, but back when I was using like the hammer or the switch axe or the charge blade, it is so annoying because that monster will apply like ice blight. And ice blight is so frustrating. Especially if you're a stamina based weapon. So she's gonna ask me to go ahead and hunt the Legiana. Who could have saw that coming? So we're gonna go hunt it so that we can clear the skies, so that we can make it down. Which I don't know why we were up so high into the sky to get to the Rotten Vale, because the Rotten Vale is very, very low into the ground. Legiana! I also like it too because with the bow, that first roar, I was far enough away that it didn't impact me, so I was able to get off some fun damage. Using our blast files again. That blast damage coming in clutch. With a fully like upgraded blast weapon too, you can get up to 300 extra damage with blast weapon. It's nuts. It's just periodically, it just pops off. A lot of people in the community for Monster Hunter. There's the ice blight.
Make you eat right through your stamina if you don't do something about it.
Oh, I warned them. Don't worry. So blast weapons are kind of, they got a negative aspect to them when it comes to the Monster Hunter community. They're kind of considered like cheat weapons because you get so much extra damage from them. Because blast damage doesn't act like a normal like stunning weapon or sleep weapon. Because blast just happens the number of times that you hit the monster. It has a chance to proc. But whereas paralyzing and sleep and stun, those all have a limit. Like the monster will get used to being paralyzed, so it won't proc as often, whereas there's no limit on that blast. So that's why people are like, oh, like you're using a blast weapon because it's easy mode. Which that was even before the Defender stuff came out. It was still considered that. But now with the Defender set, it's definitely easy mode. Not only are they blast weapons that they give you, but they're also very strong blast weapons. Yeah, get that monster back down to the ground using those flash pods. Just chipping away at it with the Dragon Chaser. Which honestly, that's probably a big reason that the bow does so much damage, is because you can get so many hits. Now, not every hit is going to do the maximum amount of damage. So, like the head, you're going to get the most damage from it. But if you start at the tail, it's going to fire all the way up to the head, so you'll see the orange damage at the very end of the Dragon Piercer. But if you start up at the front of the monster at the head, you're going to see those orange numbers at the very beginning of the Dragon Piercer. Which I'm trying to remember. It's like not critical damage. Is it critical damage? I really need to freshen up on some of this terminology. But there's a difference between critical damage, like it looks different, And then when the monster's spot is softened up by using the clutch claw attack, that has a different look to the damage. And then your crit damage also looks different. So, we got two monsters here. They're going to duke it out. We're going to try and get as much damage as possible. We got our paparazzi monster. And we have a monster that likes to fly. Yeah, say cheese, Legiana. As I was recording, I said that joke. And when I went back and was rewatching the footage as I was editing it, I was like, oh no, like I lost that say cheese joke. So I had to throw it in. It's a little cheesy, but you know, I love dad jokes. I know one day I'm gonna drive my kids crazy with the amount of dad jokes that I say. Now that I know this monster, it is way not as extreme. But I remember the first playthrough and the second playthrough, I was like, gosh, do I really have to fight this monster? Like, I hate this monster. And fighting it this time, I was like, yeah, whatever, it's just another monster. It's no big deal. Which is cool because, again, that just shows that this game is definitely experience-based. Because going from a game, I still liked the game. It was just this monster, and I would specifically avoid this monster. But then I got to the point where I needed to make ice weapons, and you need this monster's monster parts. So I had plenty of time to go back and hunt it. I forget what I was trying to get an ice weapon for. I want to say there's a elder dragon that's weak to ice. Or like a pseudo, well, I call them pseudo legendaries. Stealing some terms from Pokemon here. So basically, there's monsters in the game that are as tough, if not harder, than an Elder Dragon, but they're not Elder Dragons. So it makes, I don't know, that's the only thing I can think of to call them pseudo, like legendary monsters. Or I guess the term for this would be pseudo elder dragons. Because I would much rather fight elder dragons than some of these other monsters. We'll see them in the end game, but I'm pretty sure one of them is weak to ice. Maybe it was just for the fire elder dragon I might have been trying to farm for. Yeah, so Legion is a monster you gotta go back and you gotta fight multiple times if you want that ice weapon. Because this game is all about being prepared for the hunt to make it go as smoothly as possible. I am glad too that they have all the event missions open as well in this game. So if you see me hunting with some fish, you know, mind your business. I just have a fish one. But no, we'll do some wacky hunts like that where we use some of their sillier weapons, or we use some of the sillier gear that you can get from the weapons. Or from the event missions, because those are just cool. There's one with The Witcher. There's I forget what it's called, a crossover where they mix the two games. Is it a crossover? Am I just thinking too hard about this? But there's a crossover with The Witcher, and you can get like Geralt's armor in his weapon set. His weapons are pretty dope, but they're like another skin for Charge Blade, I think. I think it's Charge Blade. So you that was one of the reasons I had to pick up the Learning Charge Blade, because it was a DLC like weapon skin, and it's a pretty good weapon, honestly. It's a good thunder weapon. But they have stuff like that. They did a crossover with Resident Evil, so you can get Leon and Claire's armor, like their skin armor. There was one with Devil May Cry, which I think there was a weapon and armor from that crossover. What else did they do? The Witcher, Resident Evil, Devil May Cry. Oh, Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy, now that one is nuts because they actually introduced like a full event monster, which I'm gonna get some bad points for this because I cannot remember the monster's name. But he's like giant, 4 legs, horns. I can almost think of it. Oh, I can almost think of his name. It starts with a B. But he's like a main one from the Final Fantasy series. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. I can't use my phone because it is my camera. Otherwise I would just look it up. But anyway, so you fight him, you get the armor set. The armor set from that is pretty cool. They have weapons as well. So that one kind of got the trifecta. There is a special monster from The Witcher, but I don't think you get anything special from hunting it, except for like gems that you can apply to your weapon.
How incredible!
And then, now that we have finished fighting Legiana,
All right, the time is.
that is where we are going to end this video. All right, guys, thank you for joining. Let me know how you like the commentary. It was a different experience, that's for sure. And I was very glad to have the chance to do this, because I can just record. My daughter's down for a nap right now, so I have the time to record over a recording that I already previously recorded. I'm gonna try and get to a better posting schedule. I was trying to do Tuesdays and Thursdays, but then I was going to edit this video, and I had to basically do a second recording for this video, and I didn't have the time to post it on Thursday. I didn't post any shorts this weekend either, which this may date this episode, so we'll see how that looks. But I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep posting. It may not be on an actual schedule, but maybe if I make it far enough along into my YouTube career, I can start doing it more full time, which would be awesome. So definitely make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the little bell icon if you like my content. It will let you know when I'm posting my new content. Since it is a little bit more sporadic, that might be a good idea if you do like watching my videos. Because then you won't know that, oh, hey, it's Tuesday. Oh, there's no video. Oh, but he posted one Wednesday, type of situation. It would just make it easier for you guys to follow along. I did get quite a lot of shorts out of this video, so look for those as well. And with that being said, I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.